I came across this video and I want you to watch.
Mr. Manser, you claim you spent 5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan.
That's right.
And it was never proven that you are his biological father.
That's right.
Now, Ms. Sear, you say you have proof that Mr. Manser is Dylan's father. You argue you are here to prove again that he is the father of your son, to finally stop him running from his responsibility.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Manser, you are not
Oh, God.
his father.
Oh, man. 5 years in prison. False
I
apparently
don't know
made
any
up.
of those people on that form.
Oh, my God.
This is clearly the most shocking
Very much.
news we've ever gotten in this courtroom.
Oh, my God. She should be convicted of some crime.
No, I should not. I didn't.
That
Mr.
is
Manser,
fraud.
Mr. Manser,
That is fraud.
I know you're upset. I know it's
you.
overwhelming. I need a moment with Dylan because I want to make sure he understands. Do you want to find out who your father is?
Of course.
Miss Sear, do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
You know who his father is?
Yes, I talk to him still.
Shit.
Listen,
Get away from my son.
he apologized.
And under another breath, he's calling me a liar.
You cannot stand there and really suggest that you cannot comprehend why this man would not have any type of ill feeling, frustration, or regret as it relates to anything involving you. 5 years in prison. And then I say, do you know who your son's father is? And you say, yes, I'm still in touch with him. That is a really huge pill to swallow.
The judge said that Mr. Manser was not the father of Dylan Sears, who is 20 years old. Really, after 20 years, the son found out that his father was not his real father. And to add salt upon injury, the mother knew who the real father is, and that's a big problem right there. So this video, when I watched it, threw me off a little bit, and I wanted to dig deeper as to the concept of how a father will not find out whether the son actually belongs to him or not, or the child belongs to him or not. So basically, after I've done some investigations and research, I found out that this is a big problem in the society, and people have been able to coin the two words paternity fraud, and that is the reason I'm bringing up this content. What is paternity fraud basically? The word fraud on its own is criminal in nature. So when you're using fraud and paternity together, that means that it is a certain spouse or a certain parent who is committing fraud on the other. And because the word paternity stems from the word father or a fatherly figure in a family, that means that the woman or the wife is committing a sort of fraud on the father or the husband. So paternity fraud has been becoming bigger in the society, basically majorly because consistently fathers or men have been finding out that they are not the parents of a particular child, which the one has been claiming that, oh, this is your child. According to Chris Rock said that men can tell the most lies, but women can tell a very big lie. They can easily say that's your baby. And if a man should say, well, maybe I like him, or he's like me, or whatever reason, they can just take the baby like that until the end of the road, when the child has grown and is now fond of the father or fond of the man will now discover that, oh, this is not my child, and psychologically it can have an effect on the man. So basically this is a very big issue, and women can easily say, oh, but men cheat. How do you feel when you are caught cheating? I feel that there is a difference between when a man cheats. I'm not condoning cheating, but there's a big difference when a man cheats and when a woman says the man is the owner of the baby or is the father of the baby. So let's unpack a little bit just to understand this particular topic called DNA or paternity fraud, anything you want to call it. DNA is a short form for what they call a deoxyribonucleic acid. It's the hereditary material in humans and almost all the other organisms. Nearly every cell in a human's body has the same DNA. Most DNA is located in the cell nucleus. So Very, very simple. DNA is that genetic material you inherit from your mother or your father. Paternity refers to fatherhood. A DNA paternity test uses DNA, usually taken from a chick swab, to determine whether a man is a biological father. A DNA paternity test is nearly 100% accurate at determining whether a man is another person's biological father. You must have the test done in a medical setting if you need results for legal reasons. Prenatal paternity tests can determine fatherhood during pregnancy. Establishing paternity can be important for several reasons. It can help to gain legal rights with child support, child custody, social security benefits, and inheritance. Identity links to genetic conditions that can affect your long-term health. There are 3 different ways to test paternity before a baby is born. The tests are as accurate as those performed after a childbirth. The 3 methods include non-invasive prenatal paternity test (NIPT), coronary villus sampling (CVS), and the last one is the amniocentesis. The last 2 have the risk of miscarriage. So the one that is a little bit very safe that can be conducted during pregnancy is a non-invasive prenatal paternity test. Basically, this test analyzes fetal DNA found in a pregnant woman's blood during the first trimester. A lab specialist compares the fetal DNA information to DNA from the potential father's chick cell sample. Having established all this, why do we think that DNA should not be conducted when the baby is still in the womb? Why do we need to wait till 20 years before we can say whether this father is the real father of the child or not? I think it's important for people to understand that there's a lot of emotional connection between a child and a parent. And the failure to actually do the proper test, or the father finding out at the later stage in his life that this is not my child, can have a hefty emotional and psychological effect on the child. And even the parents, I would say more on the parents, because the child doesn't know what's up. He didn't know what's up. He just felt like, this is my father, I like him, and he likes me, he loves me, he's my father, he provides for me, until he finds out that that's not my father, so he's my real father. And most times the mother knows all this. The mother knows who the real father is, or who the real father should be. Looking at the facial value, this son looks like you, that means it's your son, does not really sell. Do you know why? Because when you look at when a woman is pregnant, from the first trimester to the second trimester, you notice that there are a series of tests that are conducted by the doctor to find out whether, well, is the baby healthy? Is the mother healthy? They are not using emotion to determine that. Oh, the mother is smiling today, that means that the mother is healthy. Oh, the mother is smiling today, that means that the baby is kicking very well. The doctors will still have to conduct scientific tests to find out the health status of the baby, to find out the health status of the mother, and to know whether everything is going on well till the 9th month. So if the doctors can do that, or if the parents can consent to that, I should recommend that they should also consent to a DNA test. This is not to test whether there is infidelity between the mother and the father, or to trust that the man has in his woman. That's not the purpose. This is for the purpose of peace of mind. The woman can beat her chest and say, that is the father of my child. The father can also beat his chest and say, this is my son, this is my daughter. This is not about, oh, you don't trust me anymore, so you think I can actually cheat on you. Because women are very, very powerful when it comes to emotional blackmail. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just that women are very good at doing it. They know how to cry. They know how to actually carry themselves in a particular way that the man has to care for them. And when the man is caring for them, the man may not be able to take up the right step to see whether, okay, this is going in the wrong way or not. And basically, the best time to do this thing is either when the woman is pregnant or as soon as she gives birth. Take for instance, there's this show on TV called Karamo, that talks about people that go through different stuffs. And there was this particular guy who is 19, the girl is 18 years old. The girl claimed that the guy impregnated her, and because of that guy is the father of the baby. Because the 19-year-old man is fair in complexion, and the baby is also fair in complexion, and she is dark in complexion, that means that out of all the guys she may have been with, then this fair complexion guy is the father of the baby. And you know what? The funny thing, a DNA test was conducted, and it was found out that the 19-year-old man was not the father of the baby, even though the baby is light complexion and the father is light complexion. So looking at the face value alone does not really sell anymore. I understand that people can be emotionally distraught to find out that, oh, so this is not the real father. It can be painful, but it's better to find out early than never or than late. Mind you, Nigeria is a second country that they do paternity fraud most after Jamaica. So there's a big problem right there about what is going on in real life about paternity fraud. So personally, I think it should be part of a consensual requirement from both the man and the woman that, you know what, with all these tests that will be carried out, or gender reveal, whether the baby is LD or the mother is LD, they should just, you know what, the non-invasive prenatal paternity test should also be conducted. This is one of the safest tests that both parents can actually consent to actually find out whether, oh, truly you're the father of the baby, and father will say, yeah, the test is the truth. Mind you, it's almost 100% certain that when a DNA test is conducted, the result is true and is legal, and the father cannot be disputing that. It is when you start second guessing or looking at the face value or the facial reflection or the facial connection to say, oh, this one looks like you, that is when there can be doubts. But when there's a scientific result showing the connection between the father and the son or the father and the daughter, then I don't think there should be any problem anymore. However, notwithstanding all this, even if a woman is caught committing paternity fraud, there's no justice for men like that. Take for example the man that has gone to prison for 5 years, and even the woman saying that I know the real father and I've been talking to him since. What is the recourse for the man? He was saying that the woman should be jailed, but would the court do anything? I should recommend that the court should also take some active steps against the other spouse, because somebody's life has been destroyed. The story is that the man could not pay child support. He was sent to prison for 5 years. This has affected his reputation, affected his work, affected his life, affected his family or collegial relationships. Now that he's been vindicated that he's not the father, what should be the recourse? Should the woman be made to pay for damages or to go to jail so that there will be a punishment for that too? There is this particular article from DNA Testing, an article from 2021, which says that what can men do to protect against paternity fraud? Part of this article mentioned that some statutes and case law vary widely, but the very many judges, as evident in this case mentioned above, decide that men, whether they are married to the mother or not, must continue to support the children, no matter what the result of a paternity test may show. If a man has any doubt whatsoever about whether or not he is the father, he should consult with an attorney to determine how best to proceed. Unmarried men may choose not to sign an acknowledgement of paternity or birth certificate and let the determination of paternity be made through the courts. So eventually they are still saying that the court can determine what's up. If the husband should report to say that I'm not feeling emotionally good with all this fraud, then will the court be doing it for the man or for the child or for the woman? Either way, even if the man wants to take care of the child continuously after finding out that he's not the father, then the person that caused the whole issue in the first place should also be made to face the law. Otherwise, there will be double standard of justice, and that's not really good. The bottom line is that paternity fraud is real, but society and the courts are demonstrating that the very definition of fatherhood is changing. The emotional ties between a man and the child are just as important as biological relationship, and both connections have weight in legal paternity decisions, including child support. Another very, very popular case is Neo, the singer. For years, singer Neo of California paid child support to an ex-girlfriend for a child she claimed was his. A DNA paternity test eventually proved it wasn't the biological father, but because the state of California considers a man or any man to be the father if he puts himself out as one, the mother can come after the man financially as if he were the biological father. So you can see here that maybe it's a financial trial for men. So at the end of the day, even if a man finds out this is not my child, the woman can still say it's your child just for the basis of financial gain, either for the baby or for both the baby and the woman, or for the woman alone. Like the videos have shown you, when women chase the fathers, it's not for saying, oh, come and be in your son's life for being your son's life's sake. It's for you to pay something. The man went to prison because he failed to pay child support. So basically, where do we lie in all this? is a big deal in the society. And because we are going into this world of exposure through social media, we now come across a lot of news gradually every day about things that are happening. And this is a disclaimer, please. I'm not doing this content to fight women or to say that women are not trustworthy. Women are very beautiful creatures, they are trustworthy. I love women, but it seemed that this thing has been going on for a while, and if we can recourse to science to resolve all these issues, then I believe that both fathers and mothers will have this peace and loving relationship going forward, whatever they are doing. Somebody argued that even that this thing should not apply to married couples, because when you are getting married, you know that, well, I'm married to this person and there should be trust between both of us. Now let me give you a shocker. There's a Nigerian celebrity called Nedu who runs a podcast, Honest Bunch. He's a radio personality and is a celebrity in Nigeria. After Nedu posted DNA results showing his ex-wife gave him a child that does not belong to him, this is what she said, the married woman. Maybe she's now an ex, but the married woman. I have never for once tell him I am pregnant for him or the baby belongs to him. He assumed this on his own because we are married. I think he thinks too much and he cannot blame me for this. This is a married woman to the married husband, that because we are married, the pregnancy I'm carrying does not belong to you. You're only assuming that it belongs to you because you are married. So this DNA testing should be applied across board, whether you are married or unmarried. I feel like it should be for the peace of mind of both spouses to know that, okay, we are good to go. Otherwise, there will continue to be chaos in society, whereby a man will continue to distrust women generally because of his experience, and the woman too will continue doing what they're doing, basically. So on a final note, my recommendation is this: conduct a DNA test as early as possible. You can even conduct it during the pregnancy. I may understand that women go through a lot of emotional stuff during pregnancy and they need all the support from their men, because really 9 months is not easy. The stomach becomes bigger, the woman will need many needs or many things, the baby too will need many things, so the woman needs all the support. So they can maybe delay it as soon as the child is born. And how did they conduct the test? Through blood or through swab. As soon as the baby is born, the liquid from the baby can be gotten and use a sample, and when it is conducted, we can find out whether, oh, you are the father, and then you can take care of the baby. So this be Damn Radio 1. If you have reaction stories or comments or advice on all this, please drop them in the comments below. Subscribe to this channel, like this channel on your way out, because we need to grow this channel. There are lots of conversations, there are lots of things to discuss about, and I'll be your uncle, talk to you about it, do my take. And this take is just for advocacy purposes, from a professional perspective, not from a vindictive or adversarial perspective. It's for us to understand each other better. If any of the tests, including gender reveal, there's the way women jump at gender reveal, like, oh, what's the sex? Let's do blue ribbon, let's do pink ribbon. Also do a DNA test, just by the way, so that you find out the paternity. It's so easy. When you do it, everybody is at peace, and that's it. It's been Damn Radio 1. I'll be catching up in the next video. Thanks for having me, by the way. Peace.